Today is Final Fantasy Friday, and it is also Stormblood Day. This is the day we get into the next expansion on our way to Shadowbringers, which is everybody is raving and raving about Shadowbringers, and it is a very good expansion. And I'm very excited to see how you guys like all of the bombshells we get in it. But we got to get through Stormblood first. Hey Kaseya, hey BB10, and that's what we're gonna do. So let us start this up. Let us start this up. I think BB10, I think you're gonna like some of the stuff that happens in this. Oh, you haven't munched yet, but that's okay. That's okay. You can munch while I do all my reading. It's fine. Considering that I'm probably gonna go 4 hours, starting an hour earlier, I don't know if that was gonna happen or not. Besides, I was too busy romancing characters in my one game. The one you hate, that has all the steamy kiss CGs. Oh yeah, I haven't done anything. I don't think I've actually logged into her for over a year. Too busy with other stuff. Too busy. They're just kisses. Honestly, BB10, there's nothing more than kisses that happens in that game. Just saying. Nothing more, so. Why am I going in here? We gotta start up the, New Game Plus. Alright, Stormblood. Here it is. Here it is. I'll probably get those up eventually, but I want to get through a bunch of stuff that I'm behind on in Steam first, so, and then I'm gonna hop onto the Switch and pick up a bunch of those. New Game Plus, Beyond the Great Wall. Oh, more Dona figures. Probably. Yes, there's going to be kissing in that game too, BB10. There is definitely going to be kissing. The name of the state game is Cupid Parasite. Come on. Alright, let's talk to these people. I think we already talked to them, didn't we? Yeah, alright. If all proceeds to plan, we should soon be receiving word that Alliance forces have secured Baelsar's wall. Until then, however, we can but ensure we are ready to move the moment we hear the news.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Sorry, Onyx.
Yes,
I don't know
sir.
why. Wait, is that Onyxia or Chewie? Somebody's crying in the background.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Oh,
As expected.
pretty much.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. and the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lise. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lise's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Of course I am. As if you had to ask.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there. I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things.
Is anybody not going? Probably Tataru's gonna stay back.
I trust you have no objections.
Orianjay, I thought he was gonna go back to the Waking
None,
Sands.
my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
Okay, so he is going back to the
As
Waking
capable
Sands.
as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
I bet Thancred has some chicks he's got his eyes on. But yeah, new quest, music. Okay, Beyond the Great Wall. You remember Monago, don't you? The messenger who brought word of the Griffin's attack on Baelsar's wall? Well, she left not long ago, having made a full recovery. If you see her in Girabania, be sure to send my love. Of course, Tataru. So it finally happening. Don't tell anyone, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Only a bit, mind. I'll be fine once we get going. Hopefully. You are ready, Shadow Walker. There can be no turning back once we depart. Almost. There is but one thing that remains undone. I don't know what that one thing is, but... Minfilia would have given anything for a chance to liberate her homeland. Were she with us, still with us, I know she'd be the one leading the way. There's no going back once we cross this bridge, and the gods only know what awaits us on the other side. In our absence, Orianjay and Thancred will handle administrative affairs. Continue to coordinate your operations with Alian and the others, and report to them directly should you receive word of primal activity. Aye, aye, Captain. You can count on us. Oh, boy. Sister, please, you never know who might be listening. And more importantly, we have our own mission to attend to, and if you're too busy thinking such thoughts, you're liable to get us both killed. Uh-oh. Even as bit players, they show such passion, such fervor. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be a bit player too. Or better yet, play with their... Oh my god, this chick! Yes! Very, very lewd. She's just like... Oh my god. Spirits, Kultane, spirits. Even if we are not more than bit players in their tale, we must do our utmost to support the senior scions, and Rizlin most of all. Well said, Hori. Every man to his purpose, and we must not doubt ours. Papalymo's absence will be keenly felt for some time. Would that we had the strength to aid others in his stead. She's like, she don't even care about anything that's going on in the world. She's just like, she's like the lustiest character in this entire game. It's hilarious.
Ready, my friend? Well then, Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate, together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
All right. A thousand moons apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What now? All right then, if you insist. Here you go, BB10. You get the new outfit. Well, she gets the new outfit. But what? What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the science receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. And onward to Garabania. Our first stop will be at Amarasai's spire in the East Shroud. Where's her shirt? It's covering her bust. She's got a shirt on. It's just not covering her belly anymore. She needs to be, she's a monk. She needs to be able to move quickly and easily, and you know, all that fabric was getting in the way. It's just getting in the way. Per Ishtola's instructions, we will continue to work with the Ironworks and the Alliance to see if we can't find out where Omega and Shinryu went. I'll be sure to stay in touch. Alright, Tataru. It does look a little bit like a schoolgirl, but I kind of like it. I actually have used it in several different outfits. What? Why did I go there? Alright, we're gonna go here. Why is Anukul High still here? All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Garabania. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Why, yes, you shall. More tea? Yeah, I'll take another one.
Just go in the bathroom. What do you want?
Key West. Up, up. Hey, we're moving across the map. It kind of gives you an idea of scale a little bit more when you see the map.
I remember
like
crossing the border, standing in Garabania once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Boom. Okay. Oh, we're talking to Raban. Let's them first. Quite an atmosphere here, isn't it? Everyone seems to be on pins and needles, though one can hardly blame them given recent events. The Alliance has done well to repurpose these Imperial facilities for their own use so quickly. The General's in high spirits, don't you think? I know the feeling. To see the colors of so many nations. Limsa Laminsa, Gridania, Ulda, and now Ishgard. Well nigh brings a tear to my eye. We have much to be proud of this land. So this is the East End. Not too different from the rest of the Shroud, is it? Though truth be told, I'm not sure why I thought it would be. Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None, save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols. We've had barely any contact with them, but we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on top their doorstep, and Garlemald is not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. It was a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilberd's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. And I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Ha! Of all the Castra in all the world, you walk into mine. Mr. Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing Allegan weapon in Draconic Primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the Shinobi call it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory. God, I gotta enunciate today. Meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Girabania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Okay, now it's more talking. Wasting more time talking. As you probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralger's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Veladina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Alright, alright. I think this forest is a little pretty with the trees. It kind of looks like fall. At the risk of upsetting the cartographic fraternity, I can't help observing that East End depends entirely on one's perspective. I mean, people don't even think of it as Gridania anymore, do they? So quiet, almost as though the Imperials haven't been here for some time. On your guard. The Imperials know these lands better than we. They call it East End because it marks the end of the Black Shroud. Note the sparser vegetation. Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Why aren't we on horses or something? Why are we traveling on foot? Couldn't we have gotten a carriage or something? Or just a chocobo. Not even horses, a choco bird. Yeah, horse birds, that's what I mean. You know what I mean. I don't see any soldiers. Good. Let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south. It's part of Castellum Valladina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Where are we going? Oh, I probably could have just hearthed there, but not hearthed, but teleported, but it's fine. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Rhalgr's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there is some sort of trick to this. Indeed. A glamour. Good eye, Ishtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisons. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tataru told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. I always reach for my weapon. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. Let us pray that they are amenable to our proposal. United, we stand to accomplish so much more. Impressive or no, 20 years is a long time for even so complex a glamour to escape the Empire's notice. Are they doing a hint here? A hint. Seeing it now, I feel rather foolish for not having deduced it earlier. I suppose you could disguise almost anything with a glamour prison, if you really wanted to. Have you ever used one? Why am I asking? Of course you have. Yes, you can dump it. Yes, I do it all the time. All clear. Let's go, let's go. I know, right?
I remember the old stories, how the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Rhalgr's Reach, a holy place and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. Alright, where are we going? Man, I can't fly! Damn it. I forgot. You can't fly in cities. Ooh, supposed to alright.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Rauger's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalimo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalimo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back.
That's a lot of wasted potential.
When Monago told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones.
Yeah, well, I guess that
My
is.
comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
I guess when you put it that way, it doesn't sound very, very helpful.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
So, it would seem we find ourselves with the Surfy to free time. Ah, forgive me. You are free to look around Rauger's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like, Rislin. Great! Let's get started. The quest where they show you everything, where everything is. Oh, my 6 sprigs of holy basil went up. I'm trying to get rid of all my high quality items. So, we only got 2 weeks to go. Less than 2 weeks, actually. No, about 2 weeks. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me. The truth is that we don't even account for half. Wait, she's a Highlander? I thought she was a Midlander. We've got Hellsguard from all the way over by the Spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Nago. There's even some Beastmen. Well, just women, I suppose. Like that one over there. She's a Manta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. The Nanta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist metals and crystals into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work. But then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Ralgar, shall we? That is a big statue. It's a very big statue. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The breaker of worlds, who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. I wish I could suplex that statue. At the end of the 5th astral era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign. And lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to these mountains of Garabania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast. Hell's open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. That last part was inscribed on the stone by a monk of the Fist of Ralgar. Ida explained it to me. A day will come bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that led us to this point, will see us through in the end. Sorry. That was a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the Resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the costs, as Conrad would say. We should go now. I'll show you the Aetheryte Plaza next. But I'm going to talk to Ishtola. Okay, give me a second. I forgot. And I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick still. Oh, turn that off. Too much background noise. Boy, boy, boy. Alright, that's better. That is better. I've been drinking a lot of tea today, so. Alright, so where are we going now? Dang it, stupid cord stuff being wrapped around my thing. Okay. Ah, oh, it's wrapped all over, stop. Seen one aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design dating back decades to when the Fist of Rhalgr was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the Solters are next, but don't forget to attune to the aetheryte before we go. Can we be done looking around Can we have just the big... Ow, something happened. Hey, there's a delivery noodle. Hardly surprising. Where there is war, there is profit to be had. What? Ah, excellent. They have no shortage of settlers here. Should we have need of their services? Arms, armor, potions, you name it, these folks have got it. Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything, you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, Alphinaud and Alice are here. Why don't you see how they're getting on? What? It's not even it's aetheryte, not Aretha. Oh my god. How did you get urethra out of aetheryte? Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants, huh? They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to the Resistance, they would be lucky to escape with their lives. 'Tis a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. We've finished discussing your proposal, and we're ready to receive you back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch Y'shtola and Cryo, so if you follow me... That was a bit of deliberating. Can we get at least a meanwhile in Garlemald yet? I love those.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree. But it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall. We've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
What's Alisay going to do?
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you lot. Monargo and Mefrid will tell you more.
Oh boy.
Understood. We won't let you down.
Oh boy. Right then. Monargo and Mefrid are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Rislin. Your ether compass may now be used to locate ether currents in new regions. Well, I already did that. Okay. It's kind of hard to see here. Yes, I can. No, I don't want to watch their dishes. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Scions again for patching me up after I bled all over your floor. I owe you my life, and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good me claiming my duties here couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least you deserved. My apologies. And thank you. Now to business. Commander Kemp's entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort. 1 or 2 men at most, so we can make it to the wall swiftly and without attracting undue attention. Very well, I shall join you in this. General Aldin commands the forces at Castrum Oriens. It should be simple enough to see it into his hands. Great! That's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to depart, meet me at the pass leading out of the reach. I know I'm super good at completing these hardcore quests. Unfortunately, the beginning of this expansion is very slow moving. It's very slow moving. Oh boy. Defer to Minago with regards to the route. While we could just as easily head back the way we came, there could be any number of reasons why we should not. Got everything you need? Good. Then let us be off. Oh boy. So I can't just hearth over there. Not hearth. Port. I gotta stop saying hearth. I can't just port over there, because it's halfway there. Alright, let's go. God, I haven't played WoW for over 2 years. You'd think I would not be using the terminology anymore, but nope. Still gotta break myself with that. Why have we stopped? Is Autumn miss? Quiet. Hear that? That's a cerulean engine backfiring. Imperials. Ye gods, you have preternatural senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grow up hunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that could mean life and death, be they of a predator or a patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor. Wide search pattern. Divided into 2. No, 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams. 3 of us. Nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north. You should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the rest. Rislin's best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. That should be enough time to get into position. Rendezvous on the west bank after. Any questions? No? Then good luck. Alright, at least we're killing something. Wait. Oh, here we go. Destination. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I took care of that easy enough. Hey, Sylvain has completed a venture. I can't wait until I can do G-Hey. I can have him as a bunny boy. I'm so looking forward to that. I'm pleased to report that the Empire is short 3 soldiers. Not that any self-respecting legatus would be sorry to lose them. It looks like everything went to plan. Not that I'm surprised. The 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get out here are conscripts from other provinces with little training and even less conviction. It's grim work, killing men and women like that. But don't doubt that they'd do the same to you if the roles were reversed. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen good men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you that, after what happened at the wall. We need... Yes! Yes! That is what we need for the server. BB10, I put you on it. You need to get us a lewd emote. You do! And I will upload it to my Twitch, channel for whatever. For the free emotes. Okay. Right. I believe we've rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices their missing patrol. Yes. And you know what we should actually call, you know how you call the emote? We should just call it BB10. We could do a Saltaccio too, but we should call the loot emote BB10. That would be perfect. Oh shit. I crack myself up sometimes. We're soldiers. I didn't think they'd come this far west, but better be safe to be safe than sorry. Where are these soldiers? I don't see them. We're clear. Only Alliance patrols ahead. You said the forces at Castrum Oriens were under the command of Flame General Rauban Aldine, did you not? By Ralger, the Bull of Alamigo himself. I never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend. Oh, there's Pippin. He's a good Lalafell. I returned from a survey of the wall but a moment ago. We have yet to recover Papolino's personal effects, I am sorry to say. But you may rest assured that we will notify you and yours the moment we do. I don't think there's anything left of him after that.
It is good to see you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
I'd have to check. I'm not sure if it is or not.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since.
Oh, I thought you were talking about boys. No.
The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them. I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamigan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
Aye. Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
I don't know. I don't like it when Lalafell smiled evilly. He kind of smiled a little evilly. But Pippin's good. He's good people. So, we're good. Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castellum Veladina. Namely, the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from the research and development facilities near the capital containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces. Mayhap before the day is out. Damn it all. More Magitech weapons. That's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and 1 or 2 support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all, hindering their development and delaying future deployment. And should we carry this out as a joint endeavor with the Resistance, they will have their rallying cry. It would mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire. But you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew they weren't alone. You were going to have to do it eventually anyway. Exactly. And so what I propose is simple. We harry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapons to East End, where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with his assessment and fully support his plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you were intending to sit this one out. Of course I wasn't going to sit this one out. You know me. You know me, Alice. I feel like I'm twice her size. Like, look at how tall I am compared to her. She doesn't even reach my shoulders. I am pretty tall, but yeah. We've been careful to avoid needless shows of force this side of the wall, but that's all about to change, and when it does, you may be sure they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from the look I see it is a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into an Imperial graveyard. You're a dab hand at this, and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to this spot on your map. Right here, aye. A patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them, then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. Go well, Rislin. Yeah, I know. The Rogan is a... Well, I think Roban is pretty much max height. But he's a Highlander. Rogadins are even taller, but yeah. All you can see are crotches and legs. Fantastic. Oh, I actually took that tree out too. Oh well. I think I might be a tad overpowered. At least at this level. Here we go. We got a trial. Oh, not a trial. Well, not a trial. A solo duty. My information was inaccurate, it would seem. The patrol never came. Uh-oh. All went to plan, then. Good. Our scouts report that a unit escorting the prototype weapons has left Castellum Veladina. The resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, I recognize that dude.
Things looked grim for us after Cartano, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces. It's like all my name days have come at once!
Time to beat him up again.
Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head.
He probably looked bored.
That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush. Attack!
No, you haven't really met Xenos yet. Just you wait, BB10. You're gonna be a fan. You're gonna be a fan. Oh boy. Let's kill this next. I know he's gonna love Xenos. I do.
Get after them, damn you!
God, they're not stopping.
Now I've got you.
Yeah, get those sunglasses on. I don't know, are we actually gonna get into a dungeon today? I feel like the MSQ before your first dungeon is the longest in this expansion. Okay, I'm trying. I don't know, it's only at 73%. I think it can take plenty longer.
You'll be weeping blood!
This probably would have gone faster if I actually went, like, with the DPS class.
Raw Tizona!
Lightning Ball!
What is this thing? Oh no, if they're following me. So can I, like, do I do anything with that? Or I drag it over him? I think I dragged it over him and it blew up. Oh my god! Can this be over already? This can't be happening, not again. He who fights and runs. What the? Who in the hells are you lot? For El Amigo! Let none escape! Well, time to finish this off. We have them now! Forward! Forward! Think you won, eh? Then we go to go together! Oh man. You gotta self-destruct. I gotta kick his ass before he does that. This guy really doesn't want to lose. God, why are you guys standing in the middle of that? No, 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 no! My secret weapon! Dead. Now go stand before Xenos and receive your, receive your punishment.
Oh! Damn it all! Miracles of Magitech design, my arse! I've passed harder stools than these piles of scrap. You'll pay for this. Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last.
Uh-huh.
Aye, run and tell your Viceroy. The day belongs to El Amigo. Yeah!
Yeah! Maybe. There will be a next time, because I actually have him as a pet, as a wind-up toy. So there is a next time. Well done, all of you. I'd call this operation a resounding success. Can't say I'm surprised. The Bull of El Amigo had an impressive military record before he went west, as I recall. Credit where it's due, Master Kemp. 'Twas Marshal Tarapin who made this plan, and all of you, Resistance and Alliance alike, who carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did. Not a single casualty, for which I'm grateful beyond words. I've no doubt our comrades back at the Reach will feel the same. As will ours. It's been a pleasure, General. Until the next battle, Minago, I leave the Scions in your care. We shall return to the castrum then. Rislin, Mistress Leveilleur. Once more, you have my thanks. As Master Kemp said, until the next battle. He still fights like a bull, even with that one arm. I love Arlban. I love him. That brute of an Imperial officer was a force to be reckoned with, wasn't he? A fool, mayhap, but he held his own against the Flame General. I'd heard the stories, but to actually see you in action, I almost found myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously, though, it was inspirational. Ah, but you must be tired of hearing that, eh? I'll keep it simple then. Thanks for the help out there. Well, there's no reason to remain here any longer. Let's get back to the Reach. Okay, now I can just port there. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did. You went above and beyond what was asked of you, without hesitation, and for that, we owe you a debt. Our victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be overstated. Alliance and Resistance fighters came together to face an Imperial unit equipped with Garlemald's newest weapon, and smashed them. People will remember this day. Aye, that they will. For it marks the beginning of something far greater than any single victory. The beginning of a campaign by a united Eorzea to drive the Garleans from our lands. Promises and platitudes mean naught without action. But the Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. Ha! To think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago, during the Autumn War. And that was to defend against our invasion. Ours is a long and bloody history, to be sure, and it gives me heart to see that despite our acrimonious past, we can still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander. Which is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory and our new alliance. The people will flock to our banners. Just you wait and see. Rislin, Alice, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. I feel like this might be a short-lived victory. I kind of feel like it's gonna be short-lived. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd meet again here, of all places. Though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? Of course I remember you. Isn't he the guy who was in Hawthorne Hut? Was it Hawthorne Hut? Maybe. No, Quarry Mell, right? We were trying to save his friend. Of course I remember you. I'm impressed. Given everything you went on to accomplish, you'd be forgiven for forgetting all about your time in Quarry Mell. Suffice it to say, we didn't forget about you either, nor the lives you saved. Yeah, he just said, I remembered. As for me, I went to Little Alamigo while Galleon was recovering. Gundabald was my former commander and an old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo, and others went to Ul'dah for work. But, as you can see, I chose to come back to Garabania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana? If you're going there, you're taking me with you. Ah, that's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, Lise? By all means, we'd welcome the company. There'll be more to it than just asking around. But we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. I love how they take little characters from earlier, like, quests. Like, in other games, they would totally be, in other games I mean, wow, they would totally be throwaway characters you'd never see again, and then they actually bring them back in and write them into the story. And they remember you, and I think that's fantastic. I love it. Ida and I were born in Alagana, though I can't say I remember much about it. No, no, I do. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Alagana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages there than out here, but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully. There's like castrums
I remember
all over
the
place.
peaks of Girabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity. Who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Oh, another glamour. This wasn't the work of the Garleans, but Theodric. His army massacred the monks here decades ago. By the time the Black Wolf arrived with his legion, it was already a ruin. Theodric. Who's Theodric? We have a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, this is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of a lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The village is to the east. Keep watch for patrols as we move. Oh, no, I think it's about dawn. 4:59 a.m. Eorzean time. But it looks cloudy today. See, it's clouds. I don't know if you noticed this before, but you can tell the weather. The weather is actually shown up here on your little map, and it tells you what type of weather it is. Nary an Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Alagana's due east, past that bridge. Follow me. It's not much further. Pretty butterfly. I should kill it. Should I kill it? Nah, let it go. Couldn't have been older than 5 when we left this place. My memories are hazy at best. You can rest easy. We made it. This is Alagana. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be... Oh, sorry. That has nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. Aye, we do. But as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall never to return. It wasn't just them, though. Folks from all over, including some of our former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's rumored that Alagana lost a few youths as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the Resistance, and rightfully so. So with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving a speech in the village square. Not if you didn't want the place to be burned to the ground, no. You might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. We'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. We must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted. We'll listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there are still some brave men and women we are willing to fight. I like these purple flowers. They're kind of pretty. Dragonford, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find so much custom here. Greetings and well met, Elder, and sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Alagana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, you are comrades of Mefrid. I see, I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men, and left with many more. Such is the rumor. Is it true? He lit a fire in their hearts, and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few remain? The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time, it will be different. This time, cold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our God. They demand a fifth of what little we got left. Aye, I hate the bastards. Every fiber of my being. But hate's not enough, Mefrid. I can't. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now. Leave us be and never return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed, and that was before half our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't, because it's my village too, my home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lise Hext, and I'm here to take back my homeland. By Ralger, the last time I saw you I didn't even know you were still alive, and I never thought you would come. I almost didn't. My sister never will. Lots of others won't either. And that's why we've got to carry on the fight. You even sound like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Elegana is much your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. Well, this was a damn sight less successful than the other. Oh well. Can't all be victories. We didn't come here to fight. I hope I haven't made a mess of things. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragenfrid would help us to recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. For to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. Angry Curl. Okay. A new face in Elegana? Ha! What would you ask of me then? This is a big guy. He's wearing glasses. A stranger and a generous soul besides. Bollocks! There's naught more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I expect you'd go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me, you really are here to help, aren't you? Very well, I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks at Grim and Enid. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Right then. Frightened Curl is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. Damn it. We're running errands again. I am the freaking warrior of light and I'm running errands. Freaking gopher. Oh, that's a big moth. It's a really big moth. Oh no. I don't think I can take him on by myself. Damn, he said to me. No wonder he wanted me to do this. He didn't want to have to go all the way the hell out here himself. I know, but I don't think I can take him by myself. Probably too much health. Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, mind, so be careful when you pick them up. But yeah, I can be weak. Well, some of these you really need a group to do, and I think that one probably would need a group. I'm not gonna be flying back and forth. Ah, the new face. You have my leftovers? Well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged, much obliged. saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes have got good deposits. It ain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plodding quarryman, all the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side. Bundle up and sell to the sutlers what we trade with the resistance. It's a living, and a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting in the Garlean's eye for putting our father in an imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive even. Though if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the resistance. So this is the best we can do. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folks here ain't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted you to know is all. That we know why you're here, and that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. You'd best keep your distance, if you know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Looking for folks down on their luck? Well, congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labor's right out, too much pain and trouble for others. There's a tea that helps with it. I'd need to grind a chapuli horn and hornbill talon for the blend. Huh? You'll go and get some for me, just like that? You needn't trouble yourself, so... Oh, I'm gonna trouble myself. I'm already put out. I am already put out. I might as well go all the way. I'll go all the way. Things do get a little bit more exciting once we get to the Far East. I remember how slow the beginning of this is. There's gonna be a certain point where shit, like, hits the fan, but it starts pretty slow. You've been gone a while. What brings you back to Alagana? Actually, I haven't. I've only been gone for like 2 seconds. Oh, I never meant to. I mean, in times like these, you never think people will actually... This country's hard on people, but it's not just that. Imperials, they've made it known I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one lesson, you know, whereas a live one... You're with the Resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason not to tell you then. My father, God's rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time, and so I'd gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs. And then I had the good fortune to run into an Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said. Not that it'd have made a difference if I'd fought back. I knew what the lot of them were about the moment that Centurion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just like to hurt others. And by the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me too, and many others, I imagine. Help them too, if you like. They'll be grateful and say thank you. But beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. Sounds like these people have lost all hope. Ah, there you are, Rislin. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been swooping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent the people from stockpiling, in case they might be in league with the Resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lise getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust a local girl, assuming they remember her, that is. I don't know. Let's go talk to her. No, I didn't mean to. Where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the black wolf's boot? On the other side of his bastard wall, living the high life, I'll wager. That's not fair. Oh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends, deigning to help us poor unfortunate souls. Trying to whip us into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels? Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on us all. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lise. You weren't here. This is my home, and I love it with all my heart. And if you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact I left them behind. But this isn't about me or anyone else. It's about El Amigo. Let's go and find Mefrid. I don't blame them. I mean, they're in a bad spot, these people. In a very bad spot. Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one unwilling to hear us out. Can't blame him, given what happened at the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow. I don't know. But if anything, it just made them angrier. I haven't lived though. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Lise. I ran too, but if I hadn't, I'd have never met Rislin or the rest of you, and we might not be here today, in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help! Someone help! We need help! I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Greta, the Tributum, and the bloody ratman, they... Damn it all! You there, take a deep breath, and then tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. The Tributum's due soon, and we were taking it to the Imperials when the Keycairn attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. It was just an old temple before they came in. Listen, Rakrat is the only family I've got left. If I lose him, The Ziggurat? But the Ratman took him there. He's as good as dead. We've got to go after them. If there's even a chance her brother is still alive, we have to try. Oh, that dude's gonna change his mind. And watch. Just you watch. He's gonna join. He's gonna join up. You're right, Lise. We've got to help them. If not for the missing man, then for the Tributum. The Garleans won't suffer excuses if they're late. So Rakrata's being held somewhere at the Ziggurat to the south. which has been taken over by a host of Kikir bandits. That about covers us then. Be prepared for a fight. They might not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure to be a lot of them. Well, that's nothing that my good old size can't handle. Ah, there it is. How the hell does that stand up like that and just doesn't fall apart and crumple? Miracles of engineering, I assume. Please, let me go! I'm begging you, I don't want to die! Uh-oh. Oh, all the way at the top. Hear that? I think it came from the top of the ziggurat. Who dares comes to loot our man flesh? Ours to eat, ours to eat! Oh boy. We knew it'd come to this. Kill them quick, before they alert the others. Is that quick enough for you? I thought you said they'd be no challenge. Whatever, please. I also said there'd be a bloody host of them. Gotta run all the way up these stairs. I hope we get to see Xenos before the end of the stream. Oh, there they are. Oh, there's Werkrata. Oh man, I didn't kill that guy off. Ralger, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months. I'm skin and bones. I can hardly make a snack, much less a meal. Dude, you're not skin and bones, actually. You don't look like it, but whatever. Oh, you found him! Oh, wait! Are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's going to be alright. My sister? Ralger be praised, she's safe! And you had fought your way in here just for me? To think there are still good, brave folk in this world. We should go before the Kikrin return in force. Do you still have the Tributum? Oh gods, the Tributum! Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go! What? Right now? In your condition? You don't understand. We were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that, I've got a bad feeling about this. Listen, Rislin, Mefred, I think we need to go after Werkrata. Wait, you had better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that, I do, and I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he makes it there safely. If that's the sum of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up his trail. Upon closer inspection, you find nothing of interest. Dang it. Withered flowers. Upon closer inspection, you find nothing of interest. Okay. Come on, I gotta find this guy. Ooh, a chocobo feather. In the dirt, you spy a chocobo feather. Any luck? A chocobo feather, is it? Aye. By my reckoning, it came from Warkrata's bird. In which case, there's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rocks and stick to the shadows. We'll find them soon enough. There's that big... Oh. He's not the big one anymore. He's just big. Alright. Any minute now. I expect he'll come thundering around the bend here. And hear that? Get your cover, quickly, now!
Are they Imperials?
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
What?
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fake? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? Including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor. Assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
But it isn't fair.
Poor bird. Poor Chocobo's gotta watch this.
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this godforsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egans can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit. And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
Poor guy. I'd heard their commander was keen-eyed, but gods, that was a near thing. Tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy. They made their choice, and if it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. Rekrada's alive, and the tributum has been paid. That's all that matters now. I, for one, would rather not wait around and see if the skulls decide to return. We'd best get back to Alagana and tell Ragnfrid his man got the job done. Ragnfrid. Alright, so do we... Yeah, we're just gonna teleport. It's better that way. All those minutes we saved traveling, they add up. They add up. We owe you a debt of gratitude for what you did. Rekrada told me everything. How you fought with the Geekern and saved his life. For all the good it did. We saw what happened when he met with the skulls. How they beat him half to death. We could have stopped them. Aye, I reckon you could. Nephrod's a warrior, as he's your comrade. And you're strong, like your father. That much is plain. But I think Rhalgr you did not, because it would not have ended with them. Rekrada and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more than can be said for only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you, so long as you get to see another day? That's right. You grit your teeth and you learn to live with the pain. I'll admit I was quick to judge you, Lise, and for that I apologize. I know in yours mean well. I do. And I'm telling you, God's in the heavens is my witness that we've got nothing left to give. We can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. She may say it, but she doesn't mean it. Nor would I expect her to. Her father was stubborn as an ox, too. She's set on walking the same path. I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's all right. Sorry about running off like that. Alamegan's terrorizing their own. I just can't accept it, you know? No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with that day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know. I didn't expect them to storm a castrum with their pickaxes and shovels, or whatever it was. But nor did I expect Rekrada to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. I can't claim to know their pain. I barely remember this place or even my father's face. But I remember Ida's. I remember how scared she was when we ran, and that look in her eyes when she talked about home. Her home. But not mine, is it? There you are, Lise. I've been looking all over for you. Well, you found me. Got something else to say? Aye, that I do. I I said some things to you before that I shouldn't have. It wasn't my place to do so, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spouted about how I loved my village. But when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after Workrata, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them. So I will, if you'll have me. You're asking to join the Resistance? When you put it like that, I suppose I am. But not just me. There are others I know who have been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors like you lot, but if your heart bleeds for El Amigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Ralger's Reach. How come I can't say Ralger? It's not hard to say. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. I knew he was going to come around to it. Still think this isn't your home? No, I was just thinking out loud. And with that, my friends, our mission is concluded. Let us return to the Reach. Okay, but we're gonna go the short way this time. No, not that way. Here. It is sad violin music. Don't worry, we're gonna get more sad music too. At some point. There's lots of sad music in this game. I can't wait until you hear there's stuff in Shadowbringers that kind of gets me choked up a little bit. I can't wait. Can't wait. The tale will need to be spread far and wide if it is to help the Resistance draw new recruits. Fortunately, Monago is eager to see to that. Okay, yeah, I don't need to talk to all you people. You're not as interesting as, like, Thancred and that chick who's trying to bang Hori Boulder. First of all, allow me to commend you both on a job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits, and it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. No, thank you for giving me an opportunity to find out what our people have been through these past 20 years. It's been humbling. And troubling, too. I'd heard about the skulls, but that was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers. Maybe that's how I'll have to think of them myself if our paths ever crossed on the battlefield. But when, not if, that day will come, please. Can't afford to hesitate when it does. Young, old, conscript, citizen, Garlean, Alamegan, none of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they're no better than yours, especially when they're bearing down on you, blade in hand. Saying that, I don't want to kill them any more than you do. If I could convince them to lay down their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself, but who knows? Maybe you could be one, Lise. Your father certainly was. Right then, I'd best begin preparing for these new recruits. Rislin, Lise, it's been a pleasure. We're still in level 60 quests? Okay, I gotta check. I just gotta look at the MSQ list. Don't say I'm cheating, PB10, I'm not. I'm just looking. This is a lot of quests. Alright, so we're... Okay. Alright. I think we're gonna start actually getting some action in here soon. There is. There is. Owing to the efforts of you all, we have accomplished a great deal in a short time. The Resistance thanks you for your service, Science. I see operations here have been proceeding apace in my absence. Welcome back, Brother Dearest. I take it your efforts to gather new recruits were successful. Indeed. There were several amongst the Scion's ranks that were quite eager to take part in our joint endeavor with the Resistance, who I am come to present. Oh. It's Arenvald! I love Arenvald. I don't know why, but I just love Arenvald. Commander Kemp, if I may, my name is Arenvald Lentinus, a half-breed, as you can doubtless tell. I'm here to fight for a free Alamigo, for an Alamigo where women like my mother are never made to suffer. I pray you grant me this honor. You are a true-born son of Garabania, same as me. This is not my honor to grant, but yours to freely take. Welcome, brother. With our swelling ranks and the aid of the Eorzean Alliance and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, I believe we will soon be in a position to seize the initiative. Once our new recruits have received sufficient training, I will propose to General Aldin that we draw up plans for an assault on Castellum Valadina. Then, in the meantime, we will make what preparations we can. All right. Reduce rates is now active. Yes. Meanwhile, in the Royal Palace of Alamigo. Okay, it's not in Garlemald, but I love the meanwhiles. I love it. That is a lot of steps. It might explain why something that we'll laugh about later. Xenos has some glutes, that's all I'm
Alliance
saying.
forces have occupied Castrum Orients and taken up positions along the length of the wall. Our patrols have engaged their reconnaissance parties on site, but there have been no significant exchanges, save one. A unit tasked with field testing prototype Magitech weapons was attacked. The weapons were destroyed, with the unit sustaining near-total casualties.
Near total? Go on.
My lord, there was but a single survivor from the unit in question, which falls under my command. According to his report, they were ambushed by a contingent of Eorzean Alliance regulars, abetted by Resistance insurgents.
A simple ambush and only one survivor. A fine day's work. The stubbornness to survive is not without worth. He may live. However, the 12th is no place for the weak.
He shall be relegated at once, my lord. As you say, the 12th is no place for cowards who count their lives more precious than the cause.
Indeed, indeed. We have no need of cowards.
My lord,
Cowards who defer critical missions to their subordinates, who hide within their castra, never meeting their prey in battle, never staring into the whites of their eyes.
Well, now you know he's a bad guy, right? Always gotta have the kill your own people.
Why? When confronted with a heretofore unknown icon, did we surrender the wall to the Alliance? Because my honored father, in his infinite wisdom, has not seen fit to grant us leave to march on their lands. Accordingly, we have extended an invitation to our neighbors. GEWD is where we shall host them. The field upon which we shall enjoy the sport of kings. Patience is paramount. Cornered animals may have spirit, but they are ultimately predictable and very poor sport. But if one dangles the promise of freedom before them while nipping at their heels to stoke their passion, then things become interesting. It is a delicate dance, one which asks much of my hounds. And so I put the question to you, my fellow huntsman. How shall we deal with these savages?
They're all scared. Oh my gosh.
My lord, I have a proposal.
Silence, Alamegan! You do forget yourself! Only by the grace of Lord Van Baelsar were you afforded a place here, and that in name alone. We have no need of your proposals, savage.
This savage yearns to hunt her own. The floor is yours, Commander.
Thank you, my lord.
Oh boy. Ah. Happening so fast. Isn't it exciting? That it is. Well, you say that. Oh, hold on. I gotta get a nose spray here. Oh, my ears have been really bad today. Oh! It stings. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my gosh. No, you gotta... You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Oh my gosh. Alright. It's not alcohols. This is the honey and salt and saline one. But it's just so dry. My nasal passages are just like... They're so freaking dry. Oh my god. Alright. We actually have a humidifier in the bedroom at night, so I'm hoping that's gonna help. We just got it, so. Alright. Right then. I've got duties to attend to. Mayhap we could assist you with said duties. We are here to help after all. The three of you have been busy, so I will understand if you require time to rest. If not, however, it would seem sensible to assist our allies with their preparations. We'd be grateful for any help, for any and all help you can offer. If you ask around, I guarantee you won't want for work. Oh boy, more running and gopher. I beg your pardon? The woman who bested Gaius Van Baelsar wishes to offer me her assistance. I say this is highly irregular. Though I have heard it said that you had a penchant for aiding the common man. In which case, before the occupation, I was a humble historian. While my duties leave me scarce time for aught else, I think it important that these momentous events be recorded for the benefit of future generations. Primary sources are indispensable, and I had a mind to question a number of my fellow freedom fighters, ask them their motivations for taking up this cause and so forth. You may take down their statements in this log, and, Rislin, thank you for your service, now and ever after. Well, it's about time somebody gives me the honor I deserve. And yes, I took down Gaius Van Baelsar. Wait, where is this dude? All the way here. Oh, now I gotta sneeze. Oh. Why did I join the resistance? Well, if you must know, it was to avenge a friend the Imperials butchered before my very eyes back in Alamigo. We owned a stall in the markets, and a passing soldier snatched up a piece of fruit. He spoke out before I could stop him, only to get a foam of steel in the gut for his troubles. I found my way here, and that was that. Oh man, I gotta run all the way back. You know what? I'm just gonna hurry. There, that's faster. I was just a cook before all this. Simple fare, really. Had a chance to lend a hand and help feed some refugees one day. I took a liking to the fighters. They believed, you know? There's always a need for cooks, or at least people who can cook with whatever the foraging parties turn up. This is like way too peaceful. Everything's way too peaceful here. I feel like the other shoe was about to drop. Why? Why indeed? To save lives, perhaps? Or to make amends for the ones I couldn't. My father and my brothers were worked to death while building a castrum. What did it matter to the Garleans, eh? More where that lot came from. After that, I couldn't keep on doing nothing. Well, I no, I actually don't. But I want the story to get moving. The story needs to get moving, and I suspect that requires death and destruction and suffering. Lots of suffering. Aren't you the Icon Slayer? Damned if I know why you'd bother asking someone like me why I joined the Resistance, but it's simple. If I wasn't fighting for Alamigo, I'd be fighting for the Empire. You're either with them or not, and if you're with them, you may as well make the most of it. Food, training, citizenship, if you live long enough. You'll die stealing someone else's land, like as not, but that's the choice. But me? I'd rather die here. Of course I'm violent. I want to kill some stuff. Actually, let's see. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get into the first dungeon today or not. What's this? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, he does. And just so you know, BB10, he is not husbando material at all. He's anti-husbando. Anti. Well met, Rislin. Have you spoken with the freedom fighters as I asked? As fascinating as they are varied. You have a knack for convincing others to bare their hearts to you. I could not have done better myself. Many years from now, when these tempestuous times pass into memory, their accounts will serve as a window into the struggle. You must never forget, my friend. Never. You wanna help, do you? Seeing as how I'm in no position to leave the stew pot unattended, could you go and ask Tebby for a variety of herbs? 6 sprigs or so of whatever he's got on hand should suffice. It's not as haphazard as it may seem. Depending on the recipe, it doesn't really matter what sort you add, so long as you add something. I'll be here when you get back. Herbs, is it? 6 sprigs of whatever's on hand. Afraid I can't spare that much. You'll take 2 and be glad of it. The remainder you'll have to gather yourself. Shouldn't be too much of a bother, though. You'd be surprised what you can find growing underfoot, even in the reach. Oh great, now I gotta go gather herbs. Oh, here we go. Oh, go all the way on the other side. Yeah, I wonder what kind they are, though. It's just herbs all over the place. I hope there's some sassafras in there, because I like saying that word, sassafras. It's a fun word. No, not manure. Maybe choco bird dung, because I can see that. Which is pretty much manure. Okay, so it's a root. Roots can be growing around here. You can use roots to flavor things. Technically, onions are roots. And garlic. And potatoes. Popotos are roots. And ginger, right? Ginger root. That's a seasoning. Ah, there you are. Got those herbs I asked for? Thanks. That'll do nicely. And, sorry to impose upon you, miss. Thought you were another recruit. Didn't realize until after that you were, But to answer the question that's probably on your mind, yes, it's always like this. Never enough food or supplies to go around. All the more reason to be grateful when our countrymen can spare some for the cause. But that comes at a cost, too. Too many villages, too many children more deserving than us. A man can't fight on an empty stomach, can he? So we partake as we must. And we never lose sight of the dream. Look like a strider in search of some comrades in need. If so, I have a task for you. I am a trainer, and I was told to expect some new recruits this eve. Yet nary a one has come. Perhaps they were given the wrong time or location. I do not know. They number 5 in all, these would be warriors. Send them unto me, should you chance to find them. So, like, when are the Imperials gonna show up? When are the Imperials gonna show up? You guys, I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, and we've done nothing but freaking run around. Nothing but freaking chores. Huh? Training? God. I was so busy practicing to impress the others that I completely forgot. Thank you. I know! We gotta get some action going! Ah, 1,000 pardons. So preoccupied was I by the question of whether Alamigo should be a monarchy or republic that I neglected to attend my training. How silly, I know. Until we drive the Imperials from our lands, the question is moot. I know! At least the Mughal chores were entertaining. The teacher calls for me. I see. We were discussing strategies for disabling Magitech armor, you see, and... yes, of course, there is no time, if you would excuse me. Two more recruits! What is this dude? He's inside? Can I go in the tent? Oh my god, this is bugging me. Ah, there. Oh, bugger. You were sent by the snake, weren't you? I heard 1 in 4 recruits doesn't live through their training. That can't be true, right? Oh, bugger, oh, bugger. Well, if you keep acting like that, you're not. I like how you called Mughals Mooglies. That's actually kind of hilarious. But they're definitely Mughals. It is. I gotta get working on that again. I kind of dropped all the beast tribes. For now. I'll eventually work on them. I know, I'm late. But I had to say a prayer for my sister first. After what the Imperials did to her, death was a mercy. all recruits are present and accounted for. My thanks to you, Strider. Not all appreciate the rigor with which I train my recruits. Some favor a gentler approach, as if the Imperials will be so kind. 'Tis a thankless job to teach, some say, but I say their survival is thanks enough. Fare you well. Are we done with this? Are we done? Damn it all! Where could have it got to? Oh, pardon me, fellow lover of freedom and justice. You haven't seen a ward of the Destroyer anywhere, have you? Maybe on the ground, as if a certain bloody fool had dropped it? Aye, I'd been him. I had it this morning, that much I know for certain. And I have not left the Reach since, so it's got to be around here somewhere. If you got a moment to spare, would you be willing to help me search? I spent some time near the Temple of the Fist earlier, so it might be there. As for me, I'll look around near the officer's pavilion. They're hardly rare, I know, and I could just as easily buy another, but even so, please, help me find it. Oh my god, still chores! Still more chores. I'm actually really happy they learned their lesson in Shadowbringers, because it's not like this at all. Like, you start, and you are right in the middle of the action. And then when they're showing you around, it's actually really interesting stuff that you're learning. I know. BB10, don't be a wet blanket. Don't be a wet blanket. Actually, make a little wet blanket, a little wet blanket emote, and we'll put it on the server. No, but actually, really, we need to do the lewd emote. We totally need one. I swear, I've searched high and low, but it just won't turn up. 7 hells, that's the one! That's my lucky ward. You're a godsend, sister. Before I was born, my mother made a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Fist, where she, like many others, received the blessings of the monks. And then Theodric came and burned it all to the ground, the mad bastard. And after him came the Garleans, who cared even less for our beliefs. But I still keep to the old ways, as do many others. When my son is born, I'll teach him the stories and the scripture, as my mother taught me. He didn't do anything. But seriously, we need. I do like the idea of the lewd one. And with that, another task is complete. Ah, Risland, I hear you have been keeping busy. Aye, that she has, and we thank her for it. It pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. As discussed, Minago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault at Castellum Villadina to General Alden personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castron Oriens before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? That seems a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well, I will wait for you at the pass, but not too long. I expect Kryl and Ishtola will wish to remain here to support the Chirurgeons, but nevertheless, we should go and ask them. God, the running around. I gotta start up dinner in a little bit. I'll probably just like step away for like a minute just to get like the oven going and the rice cooker started and stuff, but because when I'm done with the stream, I'm eating. I'm hungry. I didn't have very much for lunch. Been to the peaks and backs, have you? Glad to see you're in good health. Is Artemis? I see. That would explain the sudden flurry of activity outside. This joint operation marks a turning point in our conflict with the Garleans. For the first time, the Resistance and the Alliance shall go on the offensive and attempt to capture an Imperial outpost in occupied territory. Personally, I believe it is imperative that we offer them our full support. As was the case with Ishgard, however, this is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less on others' behalves. This is war, and every scion must decide what part he or she would play. I'll fight. For Alamigo, for my father, for Ida. I'm in it to the end. The choice was made for us ere we were born, brother, when the Empire marched on Eorzea. They will stop at nothing to subjugate or slaughter us all. Van Baelsar and Van Darnus were but the first to try. Though your fervor is surprising, I cannot dispute your logic. At the risk of repeating myself, I am, of course, of the same mind. The present situation is untenable and further complicated by the existence of Ilbert's primal. I believe we have no recourse, but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this a foregone conclusion given our actions thus far, but if you require a renewed affirmation, then yes, I am still wholly committed to this cause. For it is ultimately the self-same cause I have served since first I pledged to serve Master Louisoix and the Circle of Knowing, the salvation of Eorzea by any means necessary. That said, I shall refrain from taking the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment, and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Minfilia, and that hasn't changed. However, I'd like to stay with Y'shtola for now and tend to the wounded. As for you, Risling, you are, to quote our dear friend Lord Edmond, the woman who slew Gaius Van Baelsar and some half-dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Many look to you as a hero, and heap great expectations upon your shoulders, but you, like every scion, must decide for yourself. Well, let's see. Well, I like this. To be frank, Alfie, this isn't my fight. But I will do what I must. No, I'm not going to say that way. As long as there's a battle to be fought, I'll be there. Ever the adventurer, you live for these moments, do you not? Take care, Y'shtola, Cryle, and do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Please, I would ask that you remain here by Conrad's side. We should go, or Monago will leave without us. Might I persuade you to join us, Risling? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castrum Oriens would seem an apt place to do it. You need not answer right away. I am sure I can convince Monago to wait a little longer. Alright, let's go. So you will be accompanying us. Full glad am I to hear it. All set? Excellent. Then let us be off. Look, I am just gonna hearth over there. Or teleport, not hearth. Why am I saying hearth today? Teleport. I'm just teleporting over there. Damn it. hearth. It's comes from Blizzard, or from World of Warcraft. It used to use your Hearthstone, and it would take you right. You could only have one Hearthstone, and you would hearth to your home, your hearth. You know, like a home, like a fire, your hearth. I don't know, whatever. Welcome back, comrades. What news? Greetings, General. I am come at Commander Kemp's behest to brief you on the latest developments at the Reach. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many motivated young Alamegans, our ranks have been bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans thanks to, in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new units, with more being trained as we speak. Good. I gather Conrad is eager to strike while the iron's hot. Just so, General. He proposes that we begin preparations for a joint operation to capture Castellum Veladina. Capture Veladina? That will not be easy. It will, however, be necessary if we are ever to push east towards the capital. There is no profit in delay. It is only a matter of time before the Garleans learn of our plans and summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Kemp's proposal. Tell him to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Alamegan who can wield a weapon. Pippin, I want Veladina watched. Assess its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness, and I would know this one. There is no objection, General. Might the Scions join Marshal Torapin? By all means. And if that is all, let us be about it. Conrad and the General are of one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. While this aggressive strategy may well profit us in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Anyway, we should speak with the Vice Marshal about his reconnaissance mission, and see how he would like to proceed. Oh, we're actually getting into level 61 quests. Oh, about freaking time. Taking Veladina will be the first significant step toward wresting Alamigo from the Empire's grasp. But make no mistake, there will be many more such steps, each one taken at a cost. Oh. Thank you for volunteering to join me. This should be a fairly straightforward reconnaissance mission, so long as we do not have the ill fortune to run afoul of an Imperial patrol. Come, our destination is beyond East End, just north of Veladina. We are. Don't you worry. That's gonna happen. We just gotta get through this stuff first. And then something is gonna happen. And then it's going to cause us to go over to Nigiri Land. I mean, Ugiri Land. I mean, the Far East. Why am I just walking on the ground? I can fly. Don't you worry. We will be in Doma next week, next Friday we'll be in Doma. Oh, great. Even should they be unaware of our plans, I would be surprised if their western defenses were not heavily fortified, given the presence of allied forces on the wall. What appears out of the ordinary at a glance? You know what, I'm just gonna go in as... a tank. Fuck it. This ought to be close enough. Now we settle in for a long watch. That said, it would be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready, in the event a passing patrol stumbles upon us, or worse. Upon reconnoitering Castellum Veladina, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Alright, thank goodness we're actually getting somewhere. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Alright. Yeah, I'm going in as a Dark Knight. Maybe I can do a little more damage. Yeah, as Batman.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh gods, it's Ralga's Reach.
Uh-oh.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
Forward! Forward! Give them no quarter!
Yep. Uh-oh.
You!
Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine!
Oh no. Not Meffred.
Meffred! Hells take you!
Oh, he's got his golf clubs.
Well, well. Stand aside, Pilus. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
Seven hells! It's him! It's Xenos!
The Viceroy! Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
So spirited, and yet so empty. Ah, a magical barrier. Alas, it will not save you.
Oh! BB-10, your waifu!
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line!
no. Well, at least Kryl made it out.
Kryl!
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught.
Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall?
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern.
If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
Alphino's like...
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
Alphino's a healer too. He's like, what do you think I am? Yes, we've got to save Y'shtola. He's killing everybody. All right.
It's all over now.
Oh, I'm leaving him behind. Alright, now what? Reinforcements are on the way. Spread the word. Alright, let's go. I did nothing for it but to fight. That's a bloodbath. Uh-oh, I failed the duty! Shit! I failed the duty, y'all! How did I fail it? Damn it. Alright, I'll go on as my healer. Let's go. I don't know how I failed it. Alright. I don't know. I know I took too long. We skip that. Fine. So at least I can heal.
It's all over now.
Yeah, I know I'm with Mate now. Yeah. Alright, see, that went faster. Alright, so... At least they can stun them. Alright, so this is actually going faster even though I'm a healer.
For the glory of the flames!
The arrow was kicking my ass. Oh, they took these. Hold on. Oh, that's Verdola.
Rebel scum!
What took you so long? Alpha, no, I need your help!
My lord, the prisoners!
See to your men, Pylus.
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
Great, now we gotta fight him. Oh no, he's just like slowly walking towards me.
As one!
barely doing any damage to him. Still at 99%. Oh my god. Yes, very much rip.
To remember.
Oh, shit. Dude, no! Get away! Oh. I'm like doing no damage. And so I don't know, are you supposed to like fail this? Shit, he's gonna get me. Like, or how long are you supposed to hang in here? I don't know. It's gonna take me an hour to get him whittled down.
Yeah, don't stop now.
Alright, well, I think that's it. Okay. Did he really break his sword on me? I mean, I know I had a hard head, but holy crap.
Pathetic.
Oh, he's not interested anymore. Yeah, I get ya.
Shall we give chase, General?
Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded.
Aye, sir.
You all right, lass?
I think my pride might have taken a knock.
Tis no ordinary foe could best the likes of you.
Just need to get stronger. Dude,
Don't you die on me, Ashola! Hold on! Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Oh, we're gonna be going to the land of the sushi
Alphino,
soon.
Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. You're a healer, aren't you?
Well, I like they got me in there to heal.
The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise?
Of course.
I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Kicked our ass. You did well, Rislan. You saved lives. No matter what happens, remember that. Now then, let's do what we can for the wounded. Every minute counts. See to the wounded, Rislan. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Not Meffred. Meffred lies motionless, having breathed his last. Clenched in his fist is a small charm, which you take for safekeeping. He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You'd best take it to Conrad. Damn it, Alisaie. This is serious. You need rest. You seem ready to burst into tears. I fetch you a handkerchief, but... siblings. No. You'd worry about Y'shtola, aren't you? It's too early to make any kind of prognosis, but she's alive for now. If it wasn't for her, it'd be me lying there. I wish I was. Monago, Meffred, where are you? This is... He's dead, isn't he? Meffred was a warrior, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 malms so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course, though that only made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Quarry Mill away because he thought they were fighting for him, and not the cause? Aye, well he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. That's not exactly the kind of man who should be leader. The kind of man who deserves to survive. Not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never was. or there never is. Who stands, who falls. In the heat of battle, we can but do our best, as he did. Mefred will be sorely missed, aye. But because of his sacrifice, many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us now more than ever. Aye, aye, that they do. Forgive me. I had high hopes for him is all. Our defeat was no near thing. It was total a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alfino said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Rhalgr's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials have withdrawn. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. He was not spying on us. I don't know what he's doing right now. Turn his computer off, I think. Oh, I don't know where he is. He's been sitting over here playing the game almost the entire time. Well, multitasking the game and work. Forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Aw, here's to hoping he's in a better place. May he walk in Rhalgr's halls. Or it's Stahl's halls. I don't know. Miss, Marshal Tarapin said you might have something for me. Well, be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders. Ishtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry. I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Cryle. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on. You're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish, and let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. To Castrum Oriens. Saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Valladina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects. But first, we need to put our affairs in order here. Afterwards, I'll join you all at the Castrum Oriens. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. Alright, so we're here. Divide and conquer. Okay, so let's get through these next couple of quests. And then we'll have some interesting stuff next week. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straightaways to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this place. It would seem he's lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or you capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there. Oi, oi. Alright. Kryl is with Ishtola. She still hasn't woken up, but Kryl says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hope for no more. Let's pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen. When that Skull's commander cut down Mefred. A single blow, and that was it. Everything we fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. Do you know what do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Oh, Lise.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefred with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gia Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo.
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Yeah, totally.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varys' heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
Well, we take the fight to Doma then.
Interesting. You are suggesting we kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more and force Xenos to fight a war on two fronts?
Makes sense.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there, and make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Oh boy. It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere else. I am quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves, and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task. And Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes who we would free from imperial oppression, whom we will free. Hey, Chewy.com. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Authard is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, but rather Tataru is. But before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Showa cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well. Issue addressed. No, Alpha, no. It would have been quicker to just to ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose.
Would you be willing to look after Ishtola and provide support to Ironvald and the others?
Yes, Alphanu, I would. You see, it wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip, and don't you dare return with the gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then, sister, Rizla, niece, gather your things. We are for Limsa Laminsa. All right. Time to go to Limsa. Are there any good, interesting people around? Let's see. Let's see. What do we got today? Oh, we got Santa! We got Santa, you guys! Here we go. And it looks like an owl. Look, he's even got a little snowman. Oh, hey, it's Mrs. Claus. All right, I feel good. We got some interesting. We got to see something funny. All right. Now go to the upper decks. We got to go to the aft castle. I see. I can't come through Limsa Laminsa when I'm streaming and not look for some funny people. So. Is this 5-minute delivery? Oh, we're gonna report this. I gotta report RMT. I don't do any of that shit. Report it.
Pataru should be here any moment with our ship's captain. So we're going by sea after all. Is Merlwib lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You are right in as much as we will be traveling by sea. Regrettably, it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then it is equally infeasible to sail in an Eorzean Alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with only one other option. Ah, speak of the devil. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present to you Captain Carvalane of the Kraken's Arms, or Carvalane. Carvalane of the Kraken's Arms. This guy looks familiar. The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates. Greetings and salutations, scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement? Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She has ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion, as many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard. Ah, but where was I? Oh yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. Extenuating circumstances. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's finest spices, which you steal from God-fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's Arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law as set forth by your indefatigable keeper of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause and negligible profit. Well, I, for one, think the captain has a point. The 5 seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor, unfortunate soul has come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragical tale of how the heir to House Durandale dare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor Count remains convinced that his son still lives, and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts. Oh, Tataru, you sneaky, sneaky. I love her. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this once. That said, in light of the recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can take you only as far as Kugane and Hingashi. We will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. He does. He does. They're like, what was that? Well, that was Tataru being Tataru. The poor little boy had only seen 14 summers when he left Ishgard. Can you imagine what it must have felt like to finally be free to explore the world, unbeholden to all the stuffy traditions of the Holy See? Such a shame that he never returned home. Without him, the Count de Durandare must look elsewhere for a successor, and the good Lord Janequinard is one step closer to being the next in line. How does she... Well, she knows all of this, right? Because she spent the entire expansion at the pub. That's how she knows all of this. She was drinking and gossiping the entire expansion. Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seem rather well spent, do they not? That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Carvalane squirm. Yes, a little bit. She took a little too much joy in watching him squirm. I agree. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Tataru and I will procure the necessary supplies. Elise, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Urianger on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well, I shall go and speak with him. What of Rislin and Lise? I would like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Rislin. Okay. So I kind of think this is going to be a good place to stop, because we're going to go back, talk to the Domans, and then we're off. We're off to Doma. And there's going to be a dungeon, like right at the beginning of our journey. But I'm going to leave that for next week.